Welcome back to the BookEnds YouTube channel. I'm James McGowan.
I'm Jessica Faust.
We are literary agents at BookEnds who have taken our popular blog to YouTube to discuss all things publishing. And if you're here today, you probably recognize that it's not our usual posting day, but we had the brilliant idea to start to, if I do say so myself, to start posting some shorter, frequently asked question type videos on Fridays, because who doesn't want to go into the weekend hearing us?
Well, and plus it's summer and nobody really wants to be working anyway. So we're giving you something to kill the time with.
I could not agree more. So we're going to answer some quick questions that we always get from you folks in our comments that don't feel like fuller videos. And probably the easiest one to start with is the one that I think we get most frequently, which is, can US agents represent international clients? It's very frequently asked. Very frequently. And I have wanted to do this video for a while, and every time I bring it up, you're like, it's just going to be like a 2-minute video. So that's what you're getting.
2-minute Fridays.
Yeah. So the short answer is yes. We at BookEnds have plenty of international clients from countries I cannot list on my 10 fingers. So it is something that is very possible. The one thing that there are a couple things actually to consider, right? The first is that a US agent, you should want to be published presumably in the US if you're looking to hire a US agent. US agents are most frequently like immersed in the US market. We have co-agents who represent markets outside of the US. We might also know a bit about the UK and Canadian markets, but predominantly we are submitting to United States publishers.
I would say our number one goal is always US publishers first, but we will and have sold to Canada and the UK.
Of course, and especially if it's clients who are from those areas.
But yeah, our main focus is US. I also want to add that that doesn't mean subrights. So our goal would be to sell your primary rights, your first book deal in the US, maybe Canada and the UK, and then we could handle subsidiary rights. So if you live in a country that is a non-English native speaking country, you might want your book to be translated into the language of that country. That is something we could handle, but our primary focus first would be English language rights.
Right. And most literary agents, I can't speak for everyone, of course, because I don't know everyone, but most literary agents will take on clients outside of the US. There are.
I have heard of some that won't.
Really? That's why I said I can't speak for everyone. Yeah,
I have heard that some don't want to deal. There are certain tax implications we have to pay attention to, payment processing, but you know, today in today's world, everything can be done a lot easier than many years ago when we were snail mailing checks all over the world. But I believe there are some agents who are more hesitant to take on international clients. I would say to you though, in the querying process, don't worry about that. Don't try to dig deep and find information where they say they take US or whatever clients only. Just submit.
In most cases, you put that in your query too, right? Like, I'm from Australia, I'm from all these different countries that you might be from. So a lot of times that's information up front, but those two things that you touched on are things that you should consider as well. You should speak with your accountant and have a bit of an understanding of how your taxes might work if you were getting paid from a US entity. And if you do move forward with an agent, get an offer of representation, a question to ask is, how are they set up to pay international clients?
Are
you going to expect to be paid via things like direct deposit? Is there a wire transfer, which typically has fees associated? Are you going to deposit checks? Is your bank set up for that? A lot of banks are different. So those are things that you should also consider on your end, and what would make that process seamless for you.
But they're all small hurdles.
Very small hurdles. Yeah, and speaking of small hurdles, one that I think is also something to consider, but time zone and communication. I think that a lot of people might not realize that there are places around the world where you could be 13 hours apart from a US agent. So it really is a matter of whether that's something you're comfortable with and you feel that you can handle. There's a lot of time zone math. I'm terrible at it. So that's just something to consider.
That sounds like a you problem.
Oh, it's most certainly a me problem. Unless I call someone at like 4 a.m. So I try not to do that. I actually, for the longest time, had a little printout of the map with the time zones. So, and also communication. So long distance communication could sometimes be accompanied by different fees. I've heard of WhatsApp. I use WhatsApp for some clients.
Mm-hmm.
There are things like that. But like you said, all of it are small hurdles. All of it is a way, there's a way around it or a way through it.
Yep.
So short answer is yes, send that query. You'll be fine. Good luck. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you back here next time. How's that for a short video?
I loved it. Nailed it.